Hey, today YouTubers, we're going to change the speed sensors on this 95 Dodge Intrepid. Speedometer stopped working on me and she's in that speed 2 gear, second gear, limp home mode, so we're going to find the sensors on this beast and change them. So I've already downloaded this photo where the sensors are, and we have the output sensor here and an input sensor here, so I have to crawl up underneath the car to find those. And I bought two sensors. Probably just the output sensor is gone, but what I read on the internet is that if you change one you must change them both or the other one's going to fail too. So for the $30 that I paid for the sensor, saves me crawling up underneath the car again. I'll do it now. So my the job now is to peel the connectors off of those, which is always fun to do when you can't see anything underneath the car. And I need to find a 1-inch socket. I haven't got one, so I gotta buzz over to my neighbor's and see if he's got one. Otherwise I'll have to try the crescent wrench or whip up to the store and buy one. Okay, so here's my two sensors. Here's the output sensor, and you can see the input sensor right there. So next is to get the wire off and pull those out. I ran up to the store and got a 1-inch socket, so let's see what I can do to get that socket off of there, or the connector. I think I'll probably have to put this camera down and use both hands, so I will pull that off. I think just have to pull there and give it a pull with my other hand. So we've got that connector off of there. Next I'm going to put the socket on and give that a little twirl out of there. Put the wrench on it. Oops, there we go. Okay. I have to put the wrench on it too. So again, I'm going to need two hands. I'll have to put the camera down. Okay, so I just barely got my socket in there. Let's pull that off. And there's that sensor. So we'll put the same one in. Or the new one. This is two different styles, so this is the new one. I think I'll just put a bit of oil around that. Lubricate that oil rig up just a touch. And screw that one in and put the connector on it. So give that a bit of a turn. Doesn't have to be tight, so I see 1/8 of a turn. I'll put the wrench on that and just snug it up just a touch. Okay, I think I got that on alright. And we'll plug the plug in. There we go. Let's see if I get some of this crap back on here. Anyways, I'm going to put this wire cover back on, but I have to put the camera down. I can't do that with one hand. So, and I'm going to start on the next plug. So I'll have to pry the connector off of that and pull it out. Okay, so we got some success. Got that connector off of there. A little bit of prying with a little screwdriver to lift that tab up, and a big screwdriver to slowly work around it, get it to pry off. Just be careful when you're doing that, and don't pull on the wires. You don't want to pull the wires out, and you'll be really screwed trying to get a new connector up on there. So we'll put the socket on that, and remove that sensor. What's my chances of getting that socket in there somewhere? Just like I thought. Turn that socket around, make it easier to get on here. So, yeah, I'll use my extension. It'll stay there without coming down and hit me in the head. Let's see, put that in there, and I can get my driver on that. So I'll put the camera down for a second. So I loosen that up. See, they're not in there very tight. Hardest thing is getting your hands in there to work on anything. It's a problem with these cars getting smaller and smaller. You can see me turn that out, and we'll get the other one ready to go in. Okay, so we got the wrench on there. We'll just give that a little tug. A little bit of oil on that gasket, just like I did on the other one. And now we'll put our connector on. This time we can see the connector catches on this side. Make it a little bit easier to get off the next time, I guess. So I'll have to push that on with two hands, and then we're done. So we'll drive it off and see if the speedometer's working. Okay, out for a spin. Now the speedometer's working. Now I don't know whether or not it was the sensors or not, because you can see that little hole I put in the dash. That speedometer was caught underneath the peg that it sits on when it's turned off. So this time when I stopped the engine, it fell lower than the peg. So I decided to put a hole in there and just grab the needle with a piece of wire and flip it over that peg, rather than taking apart the whole freaking console to get at that little piece. Because the car is a junker anyways. I only paid $600 for it, and I ain't spending that amount of time when I can put a little hole through the dash. Anyway, so that seems to fix my problem. Whether or not it was the sensors or not, I don't know, but it didn't seem to be shifting before, although it may have been, so who knows. I'm not putting the old sensors back in to find out. And I'm pretty sure that this speedometer had fallen right down to zero. Actually, it had when I was driving it, so it must have been the sensor to begin with. Anyways, that's all, guys. Good luck with your car repairs.